Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey where every decision, every action carries weight. Trust is a fragile thing, and once broken, it may never return to its original state. We are often tempted to offer second chances, hoping that things will change, that past mistakes will not be repeated. But the truth is, giving people a second chance to betray your trust can be a dangerous game. When someone reveals their character through dishonesty, disloyalty, or betrayal, they show us who they truly are. We cannot afford to ignore these signs. To offer another opportunity to someone who has already failed you once is to invite more harm into your life. The cost of such generosity is often too high. Our time on this earth is limited. We cannot spend it hoping for others to change when they have already shown us their true nature. Allowing toxic people back into your life drains your energy, steals your peace, and distracts you from your purpose. When you give a second chance, you are not only placing your trust in someone unworthy of it, but also undermining your own self-respect. Respect yourself enough to walk away from those who don't value your trust the first time. A person who is truly deserving will not require a second opportunity to prove their loyalty or integrity. Let us be mindful of who we allow into our lives and how we manage the boundaries of trust. Not everyone is meant to stay, and not everyone deserves another chance. Guard your heart, guard your peace, and remember that your purpose is far too precious to be derailed by someone who has already shown you they do not belong in your future. Trust is one of the most valuable currencies in human relationships. It is the foundation upon which we build meaningful connections, partnerships, and alliances. But trust, once broken, becomes fragile and difficult to restore. It is not something that can be easily repaired with an apology or a promise. It is not something that can be patched up with good intentions. No, trust is much deeper than that. It's woven into the fabric of our relationships, and once torn, those threads are never the same. When someone violates your trust, it is not just a single action that causes harm. It shakes the entire foundation of the relationship, casting doubt over everything that came before and everything that could come after. The damage runs deep, creating cracks that, no matter how hard you try, cannot be fully repaired. Even if forgiveness is extended, trust never returns to its original form. The sense of security, the confidence in that person's word or actions is forever altered. There is a reason trust is earned, not given freely. It takes time, consistency, and integrity to build. But it can be lost in a moment-wrong decision, one act of betrayal, one instance of dishonesty. And when it is broken, the heart and mind are filled with questions. Can I ever truly believe in this person again? Will they hurt me again? These doubts linger and create a distance, even if the relationship continues on the surface. Some may think that time heals all wounds, but when it comes to trust, time alone is not enough. The memory of betrayal doesn't simply fade away. It leaves a mark that colors every future interaction. You may want to believe that things will be different, but the shadow of broken trust remains. The person who once held your confidence is no longer seen in the same light. There is a shift in the dynamic, a subtle but undeniable change in how you perceive them. This is why it is so important to guard trust carefully. Once broken, it's almost impossible to restore it to its full strength. You cannot allow yourself to be fooled into thinking that words alone can mend what was lost. True trust is built through actions over time, and when those actions are inconsistent or deceptive, the damage is profound. Words are easy. Anyone can speak with eloquence, charm, and conviction, but actions are the true measure of a person's character. What people say can often be misleading, but what they do reveals their true intentions, values, and nature. Words can mask deception, but actions are difficult to fake over time. We often give too much weight to what people promise or profess, thinking that their intentions alone are enough to trust them. But intentions without follow-through are empty. You must watch how people act when no one is looking, how they treat those who cannot offer them anything in return, and how they handle responsibility. These are the indicators of character, for character is not shown in moments of convenience, but in moments of challenge and temptation. In life, people may tell you that they will change, that they are loyal, or that they value you, but observe how they behave, and you will see where their true priorities lie. Someone who says they value honesty but consistently hides the truth is showing you their true nature. Someone who says they respect you but repeatedly disrespects your boundaries is revealing who they really are. These actions speak louder than any words ever could. Character is not something that can be hidden for long. Over time, what people do consistently will reveal the kind of person they are. You cannot afford to be blinded by words or empty promises. Actions create patterns, and these patterns tell a story about a person's integrity, reliability, and trustworthiness. Once you recognize the patterns, you must believe them. When you see someone acting in a way that contradicts their words, don't ignore it. Don't make excuses for them or hope that they will change if they've shown you otherwise. People are who they choose to be, and their actions are the proof. It is easy to say the right things when times are good or when they want something from you, but it is in moments of difficulty that their true character emerges. Pay attention to how people act when life tests them. Do they honor their commitments even when it's inconvenient? Do they show kindness even when it's not required? Do they stand by their values when no one is watching? These actions, more than anything they say, reveal the depth of their character. You cannot separate what people do from who they are, for their actions are the reflection of their inner truth. When someone betrays your trust, it's not just an event, it's a revelation. It reveals their character, their priorities, and their ability or inability to value the relationship. When faced with betrayal, many of us are tempted to offer a second chance. We hope that the person will learn from their mistake, that they will change, and that things will be different. But the harsh reality is that second chances often lead to repeated betrayal. Why? Because when someone betrays you, they have already shown you who they are. Their actions have spoken louder than any apology or promise they may offer afterward. The first betrayal was not a random mistake, it was a reflection of their character in that moment. By giving them a second chance, you are giving them the opportunity to show that same lack of integrity again. People don't change simply because they are forgiven. True change requires deep introspection, genuine remorse, and a commitment to do better. But more often than not, those who betray others lack the self-awareness or the moral strength to truly transform. They may feel guilt or shame for a time, but without a fundamental shift in their character, they are likely to return to their old ways when the circumstances are right. The problem with offering second chances is that it creates an opening for the same betrayal to happen again. You may forgive, but the root of the issue remains. The person has not developed the discipline, the honesty, or the respect necessary to avoid falling into the same behavior. Instead, they often repeat the betrayal because they have learned that there are no serious consequences for their actions. They know that you will give them another opportunity, and this knowledge dulls any urgency they might have felt to change. When betrayal is repeated, the pain cuts deeper. The first betrayal may have caught you off guard, but the second time you realize that you allowed yourself to be vulnerable again. The weight of disappointment is heavier because deep down you knew the risk, and yet you gave them the chance to hurt you once more. The cycle of betrayal continues because people who have shown they are untrustworthy once often lack the integrity to keep from betraying again. We must understand that trust, once broken, is nearly impossible to fully rebuild. The foundation of the relationship has been damaged, and every subsequent action is colored by the past. Offering a second chance does not erase what has been done, it only prolongs the inevitable disappointment. Sometimes the best way to protect yourself is to recognize that not everyone deserves another opportunity. When someone shows you through their actions that they are willing to hurt you, lie to you, or break your trust, believe them the first time. Guard your heart and your peace, for allowing someone who has betrayed you back into your life is often an invitation for more pain. Time is one of the most precious gifts we are given. It is a resource that cannot be replenished, replaced, or reclaimed once it's spent. Every moment we live is a moment that passes forever. That is why time is sacred, and how we choose to invest it determines the quality of our lives and the fulfillment of our purpose. When we understand the true value of time, we realize that it cannot be wasted on those who are unworthy of it. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on how we use our time. Some lift us up, inspire us, and help us grow into the best versions of ourselves. Others drain us, distract us, and pull us away from our purpose. It is easy to become entangled in relationships, friendships, or situations that seem comfortable or familiar, but if those connections do not honor our time, they will rob us of the most valuable resource we have. There is a cost to allowing unworthy people to occupy your time. They bring unnecessary drama, distractions, and emotional baggage that weigh you down. They create delays in your journey, pulling you into problems and situations that are not your own. The more time you give to those who are not aligned with your values, vision, or purpose, the further you drift from where you're meant to be. People who are unworthy of your time often show themselves through their actions. They fail to respect your boundaries, your goals, and your peace. They take more than they give, and they are quick to drain your energy without offering anything meaningful in return. Every minute spent in these kinds of relationships is a minute you could be investing in your growth, your peace, or your future. And while we may think that we have time to spare, the truth is we don't. Each moment is an opportunity either to move closer to our destiny or further away from it. We must learn to be discerning about where and with whom we spend our time. Not everyone who comes into your life deserves to stay. Not every relationship is meant to last. Some people are only meant to pass through, teaching us a lesson about what we need to guard against. Others are meant to help us grow, to sharpen us and bring out the best in us. It is our responsibility to recognize the difference and make decisions that protect our time. When we waste time on the unworthy, we allow them to delay the plans and purposes we were created to fulfill. The time we spend in the wrong places with the wrong people is time that could have been spent moving toward the life we are called to live. We cannot afford to give away such a priceless resource to those who do not value it. To value your time is to value yourself. It is to recognize that your life is not meant to be consumed by people who do not honor your purpose, your peace, or your progress. Time spent with the unworthy is time lost forever. And that is a price far too high to pay. Guard your time as you would guard your most precious treasure, for that is exactly what it is. Invest it wisely and refuse to allow the unworthy to steal what you cannot get back. When you offer a second chance to someone who has already violated your trust, you do more than extend an opportunity for reconciliation. You open a door that can drain your energy and rob you of peace. The act of giving a second chance requires you to reopen emotional wounds, to re-engage with a situation or a person that has already proven to be harmful. And in doing so, you place yourself in a vulnerable position, one that demands emotional and mental resources far greater than you might realize. Second chances come with a price. It's not just the hope that things will be different that weighs on you. It's the constant doubt, the vigilance, and the emotional tension that comes with trying to trust someone who has already betrayed you. Your mind becomes preoccupied with questions. Will they repeat their mistakes? Are they really sincere this time? Can I truly trust them again? These questions swirl in your thoughts, quietly sapping your energy, making you second guess every interaction, every promise, every word. This mental and emotional burden is heavy, and it gradually erodes your peace. Instead of living with a sense of security and calm, you find yourself on edge, always looking for signs that the past will repeat itself. Even if the person seems to be making an effort to change, the underlying tension doesn't go away easily. You become consumed with managing the fragile trust that exists, constantly working to maintain a balance that was once natural but is now strained and fragile. What's more, giving someone a second chance often shifts the focus from your own well-being to managing their behavior. You begin to invest your energy in monitoring their actions, hoping for signs of change, rather than investing that energy into your own growth, peace, and purpose. The emotional labor involved in this process is taxing. It demands your attention, your patience, and your emotional strength. Over time, this constant vigilance wears you down, leaving you drained and depleted. Your peace is the foundation upon which your entire life rests. Without peace, everything feels unsettled: your relationships, your work, your purpose. When you allow someone who has betrayed you back into your life, the disturbance they caused in the past lingers. The possibility of further disappointment or betrayal creates a kind of emotional turbulence that prevents you from fully experiencing peace. Even when things seem to be going well, there's an underlying anxiety, a sense that you have to stay on guard, that you cannot fully relax or trust. Second chances also come with the danger of repeating emotional cycles that are hard to break. You may find yourself caught in a loop of hoping, forgiving, and being let down again and again. This cycle drains not just your emotional energy, but your spiritual energy as well. It leaves you feeling weary, constantly having to pick yourself up and start over. Each time, the cost becomes greater and the emotional toll becomes more severe. In the end, you must ask yourself, is it worth the cost? Is this second chance worth the loss of your peace, your energy, and your emotional well-being? Peace is priceless, and once it is disturbed, it can take a long time to restore. Sometimes, the greatest act of self-love and wisdom is to walk away from situations that threaten your peace. You must protect your heart, your mind, and your spirit from the unnecessary drain that second chances often bring. Your energy is too precious and your peace too valuable to sacrifice for someone who has already shown they may not be worthy of it. Self-respect is the foundation of a healthy and purposeful life. It is the inner acknowledgement of your worth, your values, and the dignity you carry. When you truly respect yourself, you set clear boundaries for how others can treat you, and you refuse to tolerate anything that diminishes your sense of worth. This kind of self-respect doesn't come from pride or ego. It comes from an understanding that you are valuable, created with purpose, and deserving of honor. Walking away from situations or people who fail to honor that value is not a sign of weakness or defeat. It is an act of strength. It is a declaration that you will no longer allow anyone to compromise your sense of worth. Too often, people stay in toxic relationships, unhealthy environments, or damaging situations out of fear of being alone, fear of the unknown, or fear of rejection. But when you allow fear to dictate your choices, you undermine your own self-respect. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, lies to you, or takes advantage of your kindness, staying in that situation sends a message to both them and yourself that your value is negotiable. Every time you choose to tolerate mistreatment, you chip away at your own sense of self-worth. You begin to question whether you deserve better, whether you're asking for too much, or whether you're capable of finding healthier relationships. But the truth is, your self-respect demands that you walk away from anything that does not align with your worth. Walking away is not easy. It requires courage, because it often means leaving behind what is familiar, comfortable, or even loved. But self-respect doesn't allow you to settle for less than you deserve. It requires you to stand firm in the belief that you are worthy of honesty, loyalty, and respect. When you walk away, you reclaim your dignity. You are no longer waiting for someone to change or for circumstances to improve. You take control of your own well-being, knowing that your peace and fulfillment are not dependent on someone else's behavior. There is a freedom that comes with walking away. It is a freedom from the constant stress of trying to make something work that isn't meant to, of hoping for change that never comes. When you choose to walk away, you release yourself from the emotional burden of dealing with toxic behavior. You no longer have to lower your standards or sacrifice your principles just to maintain a relationship that drains you. Instead, you create space for what truly aligns with your values and your purpose. Self-respect requires making decisions that protect your heart, your mind, and your spirit. It means recognizing that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are only meant to be a temporary part of your journey, and that's okay. The key is knowing when to let go and move forward without bitterness or regret. Walking away isn't about punishing someone else, it's about honoring yourself. When you walk away, you also set a powerful example for others. You show that you value yourself enough to not settle for less than you deserve. You teach people how to treat you, and you inspire others to do the same. Your self-respect creates a ripple effect, showing those around you that dignity, integrity, and self-worth are non-negotiable. Ultimately, walking away is a decision that strengthens you. It reinforces the understanding that your value is not determined by someone else's opinion or treatment of you. It's a reminder that you have the power to choose what you allow into your life. Self-respect demands that you walk away when a situation no longer honors who you are, because you deserve a life filled with respect, peace, and purpose. Loyalty is one of the most sacred qualities in any relationship. It is built on trust, commitment, and a deep understanding of shared values. True loyalty is not something that wavers with circumstances or changes with time. It is steadfast, unwavering, and reliable. When someone is truly loyal to you, they don't need a second chance because they will not betray you in the first place. They understand the weight of trust, and they treat it with the respect and care it deserves. Loyalty is rooted in integrity. A person of integrity knows the value of their word and the significance of their actions. They don't make promises lightly, and they don't break them easily. Loyalty means standing by someone even when it's difficult, inconvenient, or costly. It is in the moments of challenge that loyalty is truly tested, not when things are easy, but when there is something at stake. A loyal person will not falter because they are guided by a sense of duty and a commitment to the relationship. When someone is truly loyal to you, They don't put themselves in a position where you would need to question their trustworthiness. They don't make decisions that compromise your relationship, and they don't act in ways that betray your confidence. True loyalty is proactive. It doesn't wait for mistakes to be made and then ask for forgiveness. Instead, it acts with foresight, anticipating the consequences of actions and choosing the path that honors the relationship. Loyalty also comes from a place of respect. A loyal person respects you too much to put you through the pain of betrayal. They honor who you are, what you stand for, and the bond you share. When someone respects you, they make choices that reflect that respect. They won't risk damaging the relationship by being careless or self-serving. Their loyalty is a reflection of how much they value the connection, and because of that, they would never require a second chance. The need for a second chance arises when loyalty has already been broken. But in true loyalty, there is no breach that requires repair. There are no betrayals to forgive, because the relationship has been nurtured and protected. A loyal person doesn't ask you to forgive major transgressions because they do everything in their power to prevent those transgressions from happening. They understand the preciousness of trust and protect it at all costs. True loyalty is not about perfection, but about consistency. It's about showing up, doing the right thing, and making choices that reflect a commitment to the relationship. Even when mistakes are made, a loyal person corrects them before they turn into betrayals. They don't wait until the damage is done to apologize. Instead, they act with responsibility and accountability from the beginning. When someone is loyal, they carry the weight of the relationship with care. They don't need to ask for second chances because they haven't violated the principles that would make a second chance necessary. Their actions are aligned with their words, and they build a foundation of trust that doesn't crumble under pressure. In the end, true loyalty is about more than just staying by someone's side. It's about staying true to the values that bind the relationship. It's about honoring commitments, acting with integrity, and treating the relationship as sacred. A person who is truly loyal doesn't require a second chance because their loyalty prevents the need for one. They protect what they value, and in doing so, they create a bond that remains unshaken no matter the trials they face. Your purpose is one of the most valuable things you possess in life. It is the reason you were created, the unique contribution you are meant to make in the world, and the calling that drives your journey. But purpose is delicate, and it can be easily derailed or diluted by the people you allow into your inner circle. To guard your purpose, you must be vigilant about who you allow close to you, for not everyone will have the same respect for your vision, your mission, or your destiny. The people in your inner circle have tremendous influence over the direction of your life. They affect how you think, how you feel, and the choices you make. If those closest to you are not aligned with your purpose, they can pull you off course, distracting you from the path you're meant to walk. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay, and not everyone who claims to support you truly has your best interests at heart. You must discern between those who add value to your journey and those who drain your energy, your focus, and your time. Protecting your circle means surrounding yourself with people who understand the weight of your purpose. They don't need to fully comprehend your vision, but they should respect it and encourage you to pursue it. These are people who support your growth, challenge you to be your best, and help you stay focused on the things that matter most. They are not intimidated by your success, nor do they seek to compete with you. Instead, they celebrate your victories and stand by you in your struggles, knowing that your success does not diminish theirs. But just as important as having the right people in your circle is knowing when to remove those who do not belong. Some people, though they may have started with good intentions, become hindrances over time. They may not outright oppose your purpose, but their negativity, complacency, or selfishness can slowly erode your motivation and clarity. These individuals may not want to see you fail, but they also may not want to see you rise too high. Their subtle doubts, constant complaints, or lack of vision can suffocate the very purpose you are trying to fulfill. When you allow people like this to remain in your circle, you risk compromising your purpose. You begin to internalize their limitations, doubts, and distractions. Before long, their energy begins to shape your mindset, and you find yourself hesitating, questioning, or even abandoning the dreams that once fueled your passion. Protecting your circle means recognizing these patterns early and having the strength to distance yourself from those who no longer contribute positively to your life. Guarding your purpose also requires you to be intentional about your relationships. You must seek out those who are not only aligned with your purpose, but also committed to their own. People who are pursuing their purpose tend to respect and understand the journey you are on because they know the discipline, sacrifice, and focus it requires. These are the individuals who will inspire you, hold you accountable, and help you stay the course when distractions come. Their very presence elevates you, and together you create a circle of strength, vision, and purpose. However, protecting your circle is not about isolating yourself or cutting people off out of fear. It's about being wise in your relationships and understanding that your purpose is too precious to be influenced by the wrong voices. It's about building a support system of people who are for you, not just around you, people who push you closer to your destiny, not away from it. Your purpose is your responsibility, and part of that responsibility is to ensure that the environment around you nurtures and supports it. The people you allow into your inner circle either contribute to or detract from your ability to fulfill your calling. Choose wisely, for your purpose is worth protecting, and your circle is the safeguard that will help you stay aligned with the reason you were created.